Hi, I'm Louise and today I am going to show you how to make yoghurt using the Essens Yogurt Maker that I've got here. The Yogurt Maker comes with an internal bowl, and there's actually 6 of these little pots which you put the yoghurt in. Now I find that when I'm making the yoghurt, you need more of these little pots than they actually provide you with. So you can buy some more of these on Amazon. I bought another 6 of them on Amazon. You can probably get about 9 out of one batch of the yoghurt. So I'll just take those out of there. Okay. And the other 2 things you need are 2 pints of milk and the probiotics to actually get the culture started. Now the instructions actually tell you to allow this to come to room temperature before you start, because it can't be too cold, because that actually slows down the growth of the prebiotic cultures. So the first thing you need to do is either leave that to come to room temperature. Now what I like to do, because it actually results in a thicker yoghurt as some of the liquid is evaporated, is I like to actually boil this in a pan first, or scald it in a pan. You don't really bring it to the boil and then let it cool effectively. So I'll just take the top off here and then I'll pour it into this pan. All of it. And then put it a low heat underneath it. Now when you actually putting this in the pan, you need to keep it moving all the time so that it doesn't burn. So when you've got it on the heat, it's important to keep stirring it. And one note is that they say use a wooden spoon to actually stir it. Don't use a metal spoon. And I also just want to show you these as well. These are the actual probiotics that you can buy from Essens. That actually the sachets, I'll show you a sachet. The sachets are like that, and they actually contain powdered prebiotics. Now, if you want to make your prebiotic cultures last longer, you can store them in the freezer, and they will last past the best before date. So that's where I keep mine, and you just use 1 sachet of this in the yoghurt. So I've taken it out of the freezer a while ago, and once this actually comes to the boil, I'll show you what we do next. But for now, I'm just going to turn the camera off because you don't want to watch me doing this, and I will come back once it's been scalded. The important thing is keep it moving, don't let it burn on the bottom of the pan. Bring it right up to the temperature where it's about to boil, so you've got to watch it so it doesn't boil over, and then remove it from the heat, cover it with a lid and just leave it to cool down to room temperature, and then you're ready for the next step, which I'll come back on and show you when we get there. Right, so I'm back now. I've got the pan of milk here with the lid on. It isn't quite room temperature, it's actually a little bit warmer than room temperature, but it's comfortable to touch, it's not hot. So what you do with this now, take the lid off obviously, right, is your yogurt maker, you plug it in. So I should have done this before I come on camera, but never mind. So you plug your yogurt maker in, a little light comes on at the front to show that it's on, and there's a lid, an external lid and an internal lid. You just take both of those off, and then your milk you pour into the it's like a metal container. You pour it into there, and in fact I'll take it out just to get it going, and just pour all of it in. And then you get your prebiotics, which I took out the freezer at the same time as I put that on. Open that and just gently sprinkle them onto the top of the milk. And then you get your wooden spoon and you give that a gentle stir just to make sure it's all mixed in properly. Now what we'll say is these probiotic powders are actually quite expensive, but once you've actually done one and you've made your little pots of yogurts, if you retain one of these little pots of yogurt, because it's got a live culture already in it, you can use it to make your next batch and so on, and you can probably get about 6 or 7 batches out of one of these packets. So it's not just one batch and then, you know, you've got to put another one in. I think there's 5 or 6 in that box, but it's not just like 5 or 6 times that you can make yogurt. You can actually make a lot of yogurt with the 1 pack of the probiotics. Now once that's stirred and it's all mixed in evenly, I'm going to give that another stir because I can actually see some powder still on top. So once that's all mixed in, all you do is you put the internal lid back on and then the external lid, and you literally leave it there for at least 10 hours, but I leave it overnight, and when I come down in the morning I'll check it, and it should be a lot thicker and it should taste like yogurt instead of like milk. And then all you would do, well, I'll show you tomorrow actually when it's ready, but you just put them into these bottles and then put them in the fridge and eat them as you would do any yogurt. But for tonight, that is it, and I shall see you tomorrow. Right, so this has been in now overnight and it should now be ready. So I'm going to take the lid off. I've already unplugged it, so just take the lid off so you can see. So that's the first lid, because remember there's 2 lids. Oh yeah, that looks nice. So you can see that it's split a little bit at the top, but that doesn't make any difference. If I just get my spoon, you'll be able to see that is actually solid, sort of set consistency. And all you do then is you spoon it into these jars. I've got about 9 of them because that's how many I'll need, and then put them straight into the fridge and eat them as and when you're ready to eat them. And yeah, and not forgetting to keep one of the little pots back. So you'll be using that then to make your next batch. And what all you do is you bring that out of the fridge and let it come to room temperature before you put it in. Don't put it in cold into your next batch, and then you'll have a new batch of yogurt. And you can do that about 6 or 7 times before it needs changing. And that's how you make Essens yogurt.